simplify the fractional expression. So we got two fractions on the top, okay, this one minus this one, then divided by h. So we need to subtract on the top two fractions, then divide by h. Here eventually we want to cancel h. That's the whole purpose here. Okay, when we subtract there will be a factor h somewhere, and then on the top we cancel with this. So when we are dealing with fractions to combine, when we add or subtract, we have to make common denominator. For we multiply first fraction by the bottom of the second, which is 6 plus x over 6 plus x, right? I mean, this is 1 because we have same thing on the top and bottom, and multiplying by 1 does not change anything. Same thing here, we multiply by the bottom of the first. Okay. Then this one is, we have h on the bottom. Now the common denominator is 6 plus x. So it's a block, two terms, and then 6 plus x plus h. Okay. On the top we have this times 1 and then negative 1 times that. 6 plus x times 1 is simply 6 plus x. Here though, minus 1 needs to be distributed. Minus 1 times 6, minus 6, minus x, and then minus h. Okay, we are just distributing negative 1. Now we can combine the like terms here. 6 plus x, 6, and negative 6, 0. Cancel, cancel. So negative h over this product all over h. Let's do more, because we know when we have a fraction divided by another thing here, and this is the original division, we keep, change, flip. This c is, we can think c over 1. Then this is a over b, keep, change, flip. And then change division into multiplication. This c over 1 becomes 1 over c. So here we got h, we can write, think h over 1. So this one is on the top, everything cancel except negative h. So negative means we can pull to the front negative. H over these two factors, 6 plus x, 6 plus x plus h. Now this division into multiplication, h over 1 becomes 1 over h. Now this h cancel. So the final answer is negative, this negative 1 over this, cancel means 1, okay, not 0, 1 over this. So negative in the front, 1 over, and we don't distribute this one. Okay, 6 plus x, 6 plus x plus h. So I'm running out of room, so let me write down the final answer. This is negative 1 over this. Okay, now let's do the same thing for part B. I'm going to make room for part B. So on the top we got more complicated fractions because of the radical sign, but this is a fraction, we multiply second by the bottom of the first. We multiply the first by bottom of the second. Okay, that way we have this h on the bottom, on the top. Now the common denominator is root x times root x plus h. These two. Root x times 1 is root x minus 1 times that. So inside radical sign we cannot distribute. Okay, this is one block, so this is just one term, unlike here when we distributed negative 1. Okay, this is only 1, so minus x plus h. Okay, now we cannot subtract here, these are unlike terms, and we can do keep, change, flip. Then due to radical sign we need to rationalize. So this one, let me write in this way, the top keep, root x minus root x plus h over root x times root x plus h. Okay, do not cancel, there is a minus sign, times this division into multiplication, this h is h over 1, so we can write 1 over h. Okay, we are not done, unfortunately. We want to cancel h here, and that can be done. Look at here, there is a minus, this h is times whole thing. Okay, the top we can rationalize when we have like a minus b, okay, difference of two things, and then we can multiply by a plus b. Just change this negative to positive. If we start with positive, we would multiply by negative. And then this one, when we multiply, the middle two terms cancel. Simply the first a squared minus the last b squared. And we also know that when we have root x is square and x is positive, means square is square root cancel, just x. And if we have root x plus h quantity square, cancel x plus h, okay, when this is positive. So here we want to rationalize the numerator, saying radical sign, so we want to multiply by same thing but plus in the middle, root x plus, that's the only change. And we have to have always same thing on the bottom. Now this one is, there is no issue on the bottom, so this is h is a factor. Let me put in the front 8. Okay, I meant to use, because the red color, that's kind of optional. H times root x plus h, and then plus means we need to put parentheses around, because this is one factor, 1 2 3, one more, which is this on the bottom, root x plus h. On the top, so we're going to use these properties. It's like a minus b times a plus b. When we multiply, it's going to be a squared minus b squared. So root x is squared minus this one, this quantity is squared. Okay, and then cancel, because our x will be positive here. We're assuming that way. Then what is left on the top, we can simplify x minus x plus h. So let me write that here. What we have on the top is x minus x plus h. There are two terms now. When we get it up is square root, so x plus h. Two terms means we must distribute this negative, means negative 1. So it's going to be x minus h. So this is on the top x minus, distribute negative sign now, because the radical sign is gone, so we can distribute, and we have to distribute. On the bottom, h root x plus h, root x plus h. On the top, x minus x cancel, that leaves only negative h. Okay, so I'm just trying to save some time here, so you need to write another step. So that's the negative h over that, and that negative h, I can write negative in the front, h over that. Okay, I skipped one step. You need to copy that down though. Then now this h on the top and h on the bottom as a factor, we can cancel now, and that leaves negative 1 over whole chunk as the final answer. You cancel, write another step. I'm skipping because I can erase, but you need to write these steps. Cancel. Okay, root is there, and then 1 over that is the final answer.